This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV. We are here in Sheffield. Massive, massive fight week. Ben Davison, how's camp been first of all for Leeward?
Yeah, good. He's the ultimate professional, always prepares well. I'm sure Josh is, and I know Josh is too. So he's experienced. He's been here many times before, and now it's just a waiting game.
Yesterday I see you having a laugh and joke with Josh's dad. Is it full respect between both camps going into this fight?
Yeah, of course. Huge respect for both teams. I've got a lot of respect for Josh. I really do like him, and I like Sean as well. I think they're good people. But we're under no illusions. He's a tenacious fighter. He's an animal, and he always brings it. So we're under no illusions that'll be no different come Saturday.
Is this Lee's toughest opponent in this run he's had kind of since the Reese mould?
I think we'll see. I think it depends. Styles make fights, and I think it depends on how Josh approaches the fight. I think it depends on how Lee copes with certain scenarios in the fight. So yeah, you have to just take it as it comes, and that's what we're all here to see on Saturday, aren't we?
I spoke to Lee yesterday about the accusations and kind of Josh using his head through a lot of his fights. Have you prepared for that? Potentially kind of making it rough, because that is what Josh does. Yeah,
the reality is if Josh is running in with his head, then it's Lee's job to meet him. Josh is the type of guy that thrives off of the crowd, and if he uses that in a way where he's going to want to get his hands on Lee, if he wants to be... if he wants to use his volume, if he wants to be aggressive, then it's Lee's job to meet him, and Lee punches hard enough that that's a potential fight-ending moment. So I think there's too much made on Josh in his head. I think actually up close he's pretty good with it. It's one of his attributes, not in a dirty way. But yeah, Josh has got a lot more qualities that he brings to the table than a little bit messy sometimes with his head.
Is it been a different in camp mentality-wise, because this is Lee's first time since Reese mould? You all right?
Ooh, I train AJ. Ooh.
We will come to that. That's Coogan there. Any words for Coogan there?
You'd think he was 12, wouldn't you? Look at the maturity of him. He's supposed to be a professional.
Cruising around there. But no, has there been a difference in mentality in this camp? Because Lee is going into this fight as favourite, the first time since that Reese mould fight.
Yeah, we're not at the fight yet. I heard yesterday that there's a lot of money being chucked on Josh, so it's a 50-50, isn't it? Like you said, they're two-time champions of the world, both top quality fighters, and they've both got to go in there and execute their game plans, and there's going to be ebbs and flows throughout the fight, and it's who deals with that and who's better prepared.
Regardless of the result on Saturday night, do you think Lee will move up in his next fight in weight divisions? Because we know there's the mandatory situation, and obviously weight making is there. Yeah,
look, I always try to be as honest as possible. I think, I wouldn't be fooling anybody if I was to say that Lee makes the weight comfortably. It's always a difficult task. I think the last time he made the weight comfortably really was probably Can too. It's always a difficult task, but he's the ultimate professional, and most likely this will be the last one at featherweight.
How do you see this fight going on Saturday night?
I think it depends. I think it depends how Josh comes out. I think if Josh comes out overly aggressive, and I think that if he's not, if his goal is just to let his hands go and try and get on top of Lee, then there's a chance that he runs into something for sure, and Lee punches more than hard enough for that to be a potential fight-ending moment. So, but he is more layered than what people give him credit for. He's more versatile than people give him credit for. And there's adjustments that we've prepared for him to make or not make. So we'll have to see him and make those adjustments on fight night.
Do you think we'll hear the final bell on Saturday?
I think it's unlikely.
Moving on to Coogan's comments just behind there. You do or are training a little bit with AJ, is that right? We're hearing reports.
Yeah, like people, he pops down the gym. He gets on really well with the twins. Doesn't live far from the gym, it's a good facility, if I don't mind saying so myself.
Yeah.
So he's been popping down the gym. That's it really.
So nothing really going further, as in joining that team maybe in the future?
That is it. Like I said, he gets on really well with the twins. He's spent a long time with the twins on the squad.
Yeah.
They've got a good relationship, good banter. He doesn't live far from the gym, and he's been popping down the gym. That's it.
It's a very unlikely friendship, I think, knowing the characters, the twins and AJ. Would you say so?
I don't know. They give each other a bit of stick, back and forth. Yeah, they do. They really get on well.
Is AJ looking good, though?
Yeah, very good, yeah.
Billy Joe Saunders, I know Eddie Hearn's discussed in the past week, December comeback. Is he kind of got that hunger back?
Yeah, I was just saying now, I find it so often that fighters, they obviously, let's say, for example, they set themselves a goal to become a world champion, they achieve that goal. They then have this idea that it's just all about the money.
Yeah.
And I think truly deep down they do believe that. However, let's say they earn some money and then they retire and then it starts to register, actually, I want to go back to boxing. I've got money, I've become a world champion, but yet I still miss it. What is that? And they realise that, you know, the saying, it's the journey, not the destination. And I think that starts to sink in, you know, the everyday stuff, the being around other fighters, the camaraderie, the routine, the structure that it brings. And boxing itself, I think that they realise that they do love it. There's more to it than just the accomplishments. And as they say, youth is wasted on the young, so I think that it takes them a while for them to realise that. And you see it so often, fighters retire and then they want to come back. I think Billy Joe's always almost fell out of love with the sport a little bit, spent time away, and he's missing it. And now he's back in the gym and enjoying himself and loving it.
Billy Joe Saunders going to become a three-time world champion, do you believe?
He's got the capabilities if he desires to be.
Is he still the same fighter, would you say, seeing him as over 2 years ago when we last saw him in the ring?
Yeah, I think that when you have a big fight like the fight that he had against Canelo, I think that you improve from fights like that and improve from those experiences. Obviously, he picked up the injury and lost the fight, but I think that the time spent in there, I think that it took him a couple of rounds to settle. And once he settled, I think he started to realise that I'm able to more than just compete at this level. So I think with that experience, he can be. Obviously, with the application, the dedication and all the things that come with it, he's more than capable of.
Are we just going to see him in kind of a run-out, a comeback fight before the big fights next year?
Yeah, I think that the team are speaking about a plan to just get out in December. Obviously, as you can imagine, it's not going to be a world beater in December. And then next year, there's a long list of names for him to potentially get a showdown with.
Last one name, who would you like to see Billy Joe Saunders in with in 2024?
Whoever he wants to box. Canelo rematch. I'd like to see that, yeah.
There you go, that's your title. Everywhere that. Billy Joe wants rematch. Ben, listen, thank you very much for speaking to IFL TV. Best of luck with everything with Leewood on Saturday night. And I'll speak to you after the fight, mate.
No problem, thanks,
Cheers,
mate.
Thank you.